It seems that Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck's love story has finally come to a close. Jennifer filed for divorce in August of 2024 after 2 years of marriage, ending their long romance journey over the decades, which had many twists and turns along the way. Access Hollywood is breaking down the entire timeline of their connection over the years, from their initial whirlwind romance and breakup, to their years apart building their own families, to falling in love again and tying the knot nearly 2 decades later, to navigating rumors of tension in their marriage, to finally filing for divorce. It started back in 2001, when Ben and Jennifer were both cast in the romantic comedy Jlo. While promoting the movie, they told Access Hollywood how their bond began while working together.
We became friends first. That is the honest to God truth.
Yeah, it's the truth. It's the truth. We kind of, we went into it with that, at least I did, with a sense of like being excited about the movie, kind of focusing on that, both of us kind of coming from sort of distracting other stuff.
Being really happy that we liked each other.
It was nice to get along. We had a good time, and we really liked doing the movie. The scenes were really good. The stuff was working kind of with us and Justin. The three of us had the really good. And then we had Walken come in and Al Pacino come in. All these great other actors kind of coming in and out.
It felt like we had good chemistry. You know what I mean? He liked to improv. I could improv back. You know what I mean? He's the best person to improv in the whole entire business, really. He's so funny.
Don't be like my mom.
I'm your mom.
Where you're like, don't do that thing. Where you're like, he's the best.
He's
so
though.
good.
I swear, I'm not the only one who says it. I'm not the only one who says it.
At the time they shot the movie, Jennifer was married to Chris Judd, but she and the dancer filed for divorce in July of 2002. Her whirlwind romance with Ben went public that year and quickly sparked a sensation, earning them the nickname Bennifer. Ben appeared in the Jenny from the Block music video, which poked fun at the media's focus on their romance. I'm still Jenny from the Block. Jenny from the Block was the lead single from Jennifer's album, This Is Me Then, which dropped that fall. The music was in part inspired by her and Ben's love story. In the song Dear Ben, she sings, I think God made you for me, a mix of passionate fidelities. Baby, you're so complete. I write this song to let you know that you will always be to me, my lust, my love, my man, my child, my friend, and my king. That same fall, they shot another movie together, Jersey Girl. And in November, Ben took their love to the next level, asking her to marry him with a pink diamond ring. In an interview on Primetime with Diane Sawyer, Jennifer revealed that Ben popped the question when they went to visit his family in Boston, and she was greeted with a surprise when they walked through the door. She recalled, it's just a blanket, a quilt of rose petals, all over the whole entire house. So many candles and vases and bouquets. And my song Glad was playing. I walk in, and I was just like overwhelmed. I wasn't expecting it, and I was just like, oh my God. Jennifer shared that Ben read her a letter with the reasons he loved her, and she shed tears through it, saying, I had cried a lot over sadness over the years, and for the first time in my life, I cried incredible, purging tears of happiness. It was the most cleansing feeling and the most wonderful feeling I had ever had. When Access spoke to Ben and Jen afterward, Ben talked about his proposal and kept the details between them.
There's some of it that I like. That's the details of it that are private and kind of special.
Because I told everybody.
No, you told some of it. I know you're a saboteur.
I know I'm terrible. I'm a girl. What do you want from me?
Did you go through her parents and all that?
I did speak to her parents.
Following their engagement, the public focus on their relationship only grew. They spoke about how they tried to pay all of that fascination no mind.
The fascination, it seems strange to me. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. It's not a thing that, and I think we deliberately kind of don't deal with it or look for every little thing that gets written or whatever. And I don't know. I think you can really make yourself crazy if you start thinking about who's paying attention to me, who's interested in me, where's my career.
Like I said, that's not why. At the end of the day, what people I think don't realize is that's not why you get into
gross.
the business.
I hate people who are like that. Actually, you know what I mean?
Who
I find that really off-putting.
Jennifer also discussed how she wanted to have the same approach for their wedding day.
I think one of the things that we're not gonna do, and maybe I should have discussed this with you, is that.
Tell me, what are you?
No, I think a smart thing to do would be like to not make it the biggest secret. No, it's not to make it the biggest secret in the world. You know what I mean? If people want to be outside and they want to take our picture, then okay. We're not gonna, be with 24 million security guards at our wedding.
Certainly how we kind of.
We want to just be like. Have a nice wedding. We want to have it be a beautiful day about what it's about. And if there happen to be cameras outside, then that's fine. We're not going to obsess over that.
Right.
Things took a turn in 2003 when, just days before their planned wedding, they revealed that they were calling the ceremony off. They shared in a statement at the time, due to the excessive media attention surrounding our wedding, we have decided to postpone the date. When we found ourselves seriously contemplating hiring 3 separate decoy brides at 3 different locations, we realized that something was awry. We began to feel that the spirit of what should have been the happiest day of our lives could be compromised. We felt that what should have been a joyful and sacred day could be spoiled for us, our families, and our friends. Months later, in January of 2004, news broke that Bennifer had separated and ended their engagement. They went on to find love with other people. Jennifer married Marc Anthony that same June, and the following year, Ben tied the knot with Jennifer Garner. Both started families, with Ben and Jennifer welcoming 3 children, and Marc and Jennifer having twins. Each couple's marriage ultimately ended in divorce. Marc and Jlo announced their separation in 2011 after 7 years of marriage, and finalized their divorce nearly 3 years later. Ben and Jen, meanwhile, announced their separation in 2015, with their divorce finalized in 2018. Ben and Jlo each had other relationships after their respective breakups. The Argo star was romantically linked to Lindsay Shookus and Ana de Armas, while the wedding planner actress dated Casper Smart and was engaged to Alex Rodriguez. During their years apart, they occasionally discussed each other in interviews. In 2012, Ben told The Hollywood Reporter that he and Jlo occasionally keep in touch, saying, "We don't have the kind of relationship where she relies on me for advice, but we do have the kind of relationship where there'll be an email saying, 'Oh, your movie looks great.' I remember when she got American Idol. I said, 'That was really smart. Good luck.' I touch base. I respect her. I like her. She's put up with some stuff that was unfair in her life, and I'm really pleased to see her successful." Ben also commended her work on Hustlers, and Jennifer did the same for him in Argo, saying, "I was so happy for him. We went through a rough time at a certain point, and it was like we couldn't get a break, and now to see him be successful and getting what he deserves for what he did made me feel really good." In 2016, in an interview with Jess Cagle, Jlo looked back on her and Ben's relationship and how the public scrutiny impacted it, saying, "We didn't try to have a public relationship. We just happened to be together at the birth of the tabloids. And it was like, oh my God. It was just a lot of pressure." Jennifer added at the time, "I think different time, different thing, who knows what could have happened. But there was a genuine love there." Fast forward to 2021, and the exes were still on good terms. Ben even gushed over her commitment to her craft in her April cover story for In Style, saying, "I thought I had good work ethic, but I was completely humbled and blown away by what she was committed to doing day in and day out. The seriousness in which she took her work, the quiet and dedicated way she went about accomplishing her goals, and then how she would go back and redouble her efforts. She remains, to this day, the hardest working person I've come across in this business." In the same interview, he also noted her ageless beauty, saying, "Where are you keeping the fountain of youth? Why do you look the same as you did in 2003? And it kind of looks like I'm in my 40s, at best." Later that month, everything changed when Jennifer and her then fiancé Alex Rodriguez announced their split. Weeks later, reports surfaced that she and Ben were hanging out together, and the following month, news broke that they were vacationing together in Montana. Throughout the spring, reports they were getting closer kept swirling. Both stars initially kept coy about it, but it wasn't long before they made their love more public. In July, Jlo's friend Leah Remini shared a birthday slideshow on Instagram. In one of the photos was of her, Ben, and Jen, with the two looking extra cozy. Later that month, when it was time for Jennifer's birthday, she shared a photo of her and Ben locking lips on a yacht, confirming their second chance romance for all to see. That August, they stepped out together in Venice, Italy, looking so in love. They were in town for the Venice Film Festival and attended their very first red carpet as a couple at the premiere of Ben's movie, The Last Duel. The two dressed to the nines and giggled and kissed on the carpet. The public appearances continued just days later, when they both hit up the Met Gala. While Jlo posed solo on the museum steps, Ben joined her after, and they were photographed posing backstage and sharing a masked kiss. The loving public moments continued through that year, from walks in New York City to red carpet date nights. In a cover story for Entertainment Weekly in January 2022, Ben had sweet words for Jennifer and credited their movie Gigli for allowing them to first cross paths, saying, "I did get to meet Jennifer, the relationship with whom has been really meaningful to me in my life." Jennifer shared that same love for Ben in an interview with People magazine the following month, saying, "I feel so lucky and happy and proud to be with him. It's a beautiful love story that we got a second chance." Jennifer also revealed how there were some nerves about taking their rekindled romance into the public eye again after what happened last time. She told the magazine, "Before, we kind of put our relationship out there, and we were naive, and it got a little trampled. This time, we were both like, wow, we're so happy, and we don't want any of that to come into play again. We're older now, we're smarter, we have more experience, we're at different places in our lives, we have kids now, and we have to be very conscious of those things. We're so protective because it is such a beautiful time for all of us." Jennifer also shared on the Today Show what she and Ben learned from their first time together.
I think what we learned from the last time is that love, when you are lucky enough to find it, is so sacred and special, and you have to hold a little bit of that privately. Mm-hmm. And that's what we've learned. But we're very happy, if that's what you're wondering.
Jlo would reflect more on the scrutiny they endured at the time they were first together, telling Rolling Stone in a cover story that same month, "It's funny because Ben and I were together and we were so in love. It was one of the happiest times of my life. But also, there was this other thing happening where we were being criticized, and it really destroyed our relationship from the inside out because we were just too young to understand at the time what were really the most important things in life." She added that she doesn't see them splitting again, telling the outlet, "I don't think we would have got back together if we thought that was where it was headed. We feel like what we found again is so much more important, and how we protect that and how we live our lives, what to share, what not to share, is the balance of what we have now, the benefit of experience, and the wisdom that we gained over the years." Ben was right by Jennifer's side when her rom-com Marry Me came out in February of 2022, and it wasn't long before he asked her the same question in the movie's title. In April, Jennifer announced on her newsletter that Ben had proposed. She revealed that this time, he popped the question during a cozy night at home. She wrote, "Saturday night while at my favorite place on earth, in the bubble bath, my beautiful love got on one knee and proposed." She added, "I just looked in his eyes, smiling and crying at the same time, trying hard to get my head around the fact that after 20 years, this was happening all over again. And I was quite literally speechless. And he said, 'Is that a yes?' And I said, 'Yes, of course that's a yes.'" Ben proposed with a green diamond ring, her lucky color. The engagement ring also had a secret message engraved inside, as Jlo later told Zane Lowe.
He put not period, going period, anywhere period, because that's how he would sign his emails when we started talking again. Like, don't worry, wow. I'm not going anywhere.
It wasn't long until Jennifer and Ben tied the knot. Just 3 months later, in July, they said "I do" in Las Vegas. Jennifer told fans about that special day, writing in her newsletter, "We read our own vows in the little chapel and gave one another the rings we'll wear for the rest of our lives. They even had Bluetooth for a short march down the aisle, but in the end, it was the best possible wedding we could have imagined. One we dreamed of long ago, and one made real, in the eyes of the state, Las Vegas, a pink convertible, and one another, at very, very long last." She added, "Stick around long enough and maybe you'll find the best moment of your life in a drive-thru in Las Vegas at 12:30 in the morning, in the Tunnel of Love drive-thru, with your kids and the one you'll spend forever with. Love is a great thing, maybe the best of things, and worth waiting for." Jennifer would later reveal that their Vegas I do's were an impromptu decision to tie the knot early, ahead of their big planned wedding ceremony in Georgia.
We got married down in Savannah, and it was, everybody was panicked about the weather. Like whether it was gonna just be pouring rain or if it was gonna be so hot that everybody was gonna be uncomfortable. So that was a big deal. So we just ran off to Vegas and got married a month before.
That'll do
all
it.
the pressure off. It was like, okay, our wedding was perfect. Now whatever happens on that day is fine.
Fabulous.
The perfect way to do it. You just take the pressure
I know,
off.
it was Ben's idea. I can't take any credit for it.
They went on to have their big day with family and friends in Georgia. And in the lead up to it, the weather was as rough as predicted. As Jennifer wrote in her newsletter, it rained every day that week with thunder and lightning, and everyone caught a stomach bug. But amid all that, she was confident things would pan out. She wrote, "The truth is, I never had one doubt. All week, I felt the calm and easy certainty that we were in God's hands." Jennifer ended up being right, and everything fell into place on the big day with barely any clouds. There were many special details on the day, from Jennifer's 3 Ralph Lauren bridal gowns, to her serenading Ben at the reception, to Ben's pages-long speech. One of the sweetest details was that their 5 collective children gave them away. Jen wrote on her newsletter, "We weren't only marrying one another, we were marrying these children into a new family. They were the only people we asked to stand up for us in our wedding party. To our great honor and joy, each one did." She shared more touching reflections on their big day in the newsletter, writing, "Some old wounds were healed that day, and the weight of the past finally lifted off our shoulders, full circle, and not at all the way we planned it, better." Jennifer added of their winding journey to the altar, "Years ago, we had no idea the road ahead would mean navigating so many labyrinths and hold so many surprises, blessings, and delights. It all culminated in this moment, one of the most perfect of our lives." Jennifer legally took Ben's last name when she married him. She told Vogue of the decision, "People are still going to call me Jennifer Lopez, but my legal name will be Mrs. Affleck, because we're joined together. We're husband and wife. I'm proud of that. I don't think that's a problem." She added in part, "I just feel like it's romantic. It still carries tradition and romance to me. And maybe I'm just that kind of girl." That year, they celebrated their first holiday season together as husband and wife. And the new year brought even more big moments as a couple. They attended the 2023 Grammys together, and their high-profile date night turned into quite the viral moment. A few times during the award show, the TV cameras spotted him with a not-so-excited look on his face, leading to lots of social media jokes suggesting that he seemed miserable to be there. But in a post the next morning, Jennifer took to Instagram to reflect on how great of a time she and Ben had at the Grammys, subtly setting the record straight. She shared a peek at their night and wrote, "Always the best time with my love, my husband." She later poked fun at Ben's facial expressions by posting a screenshot of him from his movie Air and writing, "My husband's happy face." When Ben talked to The Hollywood Reporter the following month, he explained what really happened during that Grammys moment, saying, "I leaned into her and I was like, as soon as they start rolling, I'm going to slide away from you and leave you sitting next to Trevor." She goes, "You better not leave. That's a husband and wife thing." Ben and Jlo had another viral moment that winter when they appeared together in a Dunkin Donuts Super Bowl commercial, which got everybody laughing.
What are you doing here?
Ask me if I'm
Is this what you do when you say you're going to work all day?
I gotta go, guys.
Grab me a glaze.
Jlo told Access about her and Ben's shared love of the donut chain.
When did you just accept your man's love for Dunkin' Donuts?
Dunkin' Donuts. We love Dunkin' Donuts. It's amazing.
You come together.
I mean, he's got me to be a lover of Dunkin' Donuts.
That Valentine's Day, Jennifer revealed she and Ben sealed their love with some new ink. She posted a photo of an infinity sign tattoo on her ribcage, with her and Ben's names on it, and what appeared to be a tattoo of Ben's, with their initials and 2 arrows. She wrote, "Commitment" with an infinity sign, and "Happy Valentine's Day, my love," also adding in one of her hashtags, "Commitment is sexy." Both stars supported each other at the premieres of their movies that spring, Ben's Air and Jlo's The Mother. On the red carpet, Jlo told Access how special this past year of her life has been with him by her side.
This whole entire year has been so special since getting married last year and having a lot of firsts this year together. So it's been beautiful.
Part of what made the year so special was them blending their families. Jennifer revealed on the Today Show how great Ben is with her kids, Max and Emmy.
He's a wonderful, wonderful father and a father figure to them as well.
Yeah.
You know, because he has his own 3 beautiful children, and then there's us, and he's fantastic. He really steps up to the challenge of what that is and what that means, and they love him. They love him, and they appreciate him, and so do I.
Jennifer's mom, Lupe, also popped in and revealed she'd long been hoping for her daughter to reunite with Ben.
And then when you talked about Ben, what did you tell me?
She is my mom.
Oh, she knew you'd always...
I knew that you would always get back together.
Yeah.
Because I prayed for 20 years.
Look at Jennifer.
Access later spoke to Jennifer about her mom's revelation.
Your mom said she had been praying for you and your husband for 20 years.
Bennifer shipper.
I know.
The OG Bennifer shipper.
Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah.
No.
Did you know Ben?
I think when we were together 20 years ago, my mom really liked Ben. She loved Ben. We all did. And so maybe she did. I don't know.
Ben and Jen's summer of 2023 was full of celebration. Ben threw Jennifer a 54th birthday party at their new home, and they also marked their first wedding anniversary. That November, Jennifer told Vogue about the strength of Ben's love, saying, "Ben wants me to understand my worth and know my value. I feel even more relaxed and comfortable, which makes me feel even more beautiful than I've ever felt with someone else." That same fall, she began teasing her new album and cinematic original, This Is Me Now, inspired in part by their love story then and now.
You know, This Is Me Then was an album I wrote about the love of my life 20 years ago. Everybody knew what that album was about, and so 20 years later, when we got back together, I was, for the first time, really inspired to go back into the studio and write an album like I did back then, after having been really doing more singles than anything. And it just kind of like poured out of me. It wasn't something I planned to do. And then when I finished it, the music was so special to me that I was like, I need to do something else. There's more story to tell here, because it wasn't just about one thing. It was about many things. And it was a very personal journey. And so the most amazing thing was making it. The scarier thing is putting it out there. But I'm very excited for people to see it.
Jlo later shared how that happiness with Ben is what got the creative juices flowing.
It just inspired me to make music. I think some artists get inspired when they are heartbroken or tortured or tormented. That's not me. I'm the opposite of that. I go into the studio when I feel like, a tremendous amount of love. That happiness is where my music is born from.
When the album dropped in February, it was clear from the lyrics that it was full of Benspiration, including the song Dear Ben Part 2, where she calls him the missing piece. In Mad in Love, Jennifer sings, 2 decades later and it still hit the same. Won't lose you, won't lose you, won't lose you. Not this time, because this is how it feels if heaven is a place. Came back into my life, you opened the gates. With you, it's paradise, and it was worth the wait. Jlo's lyrics also allude to the public scrutiny that impacted their relationship the first time, and how things will be different now. She sings, "All that bullshit just don't faze us. All the hate couldn't break us. 'Cause when you know better, you do better. We get to have a do-over forever. This time around, we gon' do it right. We gon' do this for the rest of our life." Bennifer also dropped a cinematic original called This Is Me Now, a love story, in which she drew inspiration from her life and love journey in a creative, meta way. She told Access how it was about bigger themes than just her and Ben's individual journey.
You know, people think that this is a story about Ben and I and kind of this fairy tale, and it's not. It's not. It's really about the story of kind of like a hopeless romantic and her journey through life and the search for love and what it's all about. And I think a lot of us are that
girl. I was like, that is me.
Yes.
I am Jen, and Jen is me.
It is you, it is me, it is us. We are each other. And I think that's why I felt like kind of compelled to, do something like this, which I wouldn't normally do and haven't really done. I've always kept my private life very private. Nobody really ever knew what went on in my life. And I always put my best foot forward being in show business. But I really felt like there was a bigger idea here to share about this is me now and embracing yourself. And that includes all of the messy parts too.
Ben supported her throughout the process of making the project, and he even popped in for some cameos. He was also by her side on premiere night, and Bennifer made sure to express her gratitude to him on stage.
He inspired an album 20 years ago, and I know he hates that I'm doing this right now. He's just like, please shut up. No. And I say no. I say, I love you, and thank you for believing in me and helping me believe in myself, and helping me to grow every single day. Thank you for the family that we've created, and our children, and everything that you do for me. You'll never know what it is to be able to share this lifetime and have you be my love. Thank you.
Shortly after the release of the album and the cinematic original, Bennifer shared a companion documentary called The Greatest Love Story Never Told, which took fans behind the scenes of her creative process. Ben interviewed Jen and made frequent appearances throughout the doc. At one point, they have some playful banter as they go over the script.
I love that you want to play younger even in the autobiographical.
This is not my autobiographical, this is meta. This is me using some of my story.
Semi-autobiographical. It's your story, but younger.
You're an idiot. Bobby, this isn't about me and you. Bobby, take that out.
Bennifer also teared up in the doc about how Ben's love for her helped her love herself.
What he said and what he saw in me, and what he made me believe about myself, only comes from love. Because nobody else could make me see that about myself. It's very moving. Because I didn't think much of myself. And so the world didn't think much of me. That lined up. This is how it is. See it. Believe it. And I was like, okay.
They also discussed how Ben being the muse for Jen's music was an adjustment for him, since it's not his nature to share private moments.
I don't think he's very comfortable with me doing all of this. But he loves me, he knows I'm an artist, and he's gonna support me in every way he can because he knows this. He can't stop me from making the music I made and writing the words that I wrote. He can't, and that's gonna happen, and he doesn't want to stop me. He wants to do that, but that doesn't mean he's, kind of comfortable being the muse and being the...
Jen was really inspired by this experience, which is how artists do their work. They get inspired, their personal life, it moves you. I know as a writer, a director, I certainly do the same things.
But things that are private, I had always felt, are sacred and special because, in part, they're private. So this was something of an adjustment for me.
We're totally different people now, and we're the same, and we have the same love.
At one point, he recalled how stunned he was that Bennifer had shared private love letters and emails they'd sent to each other over the years with her collaborators on This Is Me Now.
And I came to the house one day, and there was she had told me the musicians are coming, this great producer, Roger, blah, blah, blah. And then I went down there, and my book that I had given her was down there. She was like, I've been reading, and this is the kind of inspiration. I've been showing them the book. I was like, you've been showing all the musicians all those letters that, and they were like, yeah, we call you Ben Affleck. And I was like, oh my God. I did really find the beauty and the poetry and the irony in the fact that it's the greatest love story never told. And if you're making a record about it, that seems kind of like telling it.
The documentary also captured the moment her cinematic original wrapped filming, and he was impressed by what she achieved.
We put all this together.
We did it.
I don't know we about it. I don't know we about anything.
The same month as the documentary, Jennifer joined Ben for another Dunkin' Super Bowl commercial. Afterward, she gushed to Access about her husband's creative mind and how joining him for the ad was a no-brainer.
That is the genius that is Ben Affleck, and he's so self-deprecating and so lovely and so smart and brilliant, and I just, whenever he calls me to do something, I'm like, whatever, yeah, what do you need me to do? What do I say?
The following month, Jen and Ben were spotted out a few times together in New York City, including at an NBA game with Ben's son Samuel. March 30th was the last time they were spotted together for weeks, and when it came time for the Met Gala in May, Jennifer, who was a co-chair, stepped out solo, fueling speculation about the future of their relationship. At the time, Ben's rep told E! News that he was busy shooting The Accountant 2 in Los Angeles. Still, rumors of tension in their marriage grew when fans noticed that Jennifer had liked an Instagram post shared by a relationship coach about red flags in relationships. Amid growing speculation about their marriage, a source told Access Hollywood in mid-May that the pair were living apart, and Access reached out to the stars' respective teams for comment. However, that same week, the two were spotted out together again for the first time since March, joining forces to attend a show for one of Ben's children. And later that week, they were spotted together on a drive in Los Angeles. When it was time for the premiere of Jennifer's movie Atlas, she attended the event solo, but noticeably wore her wedding band on the red carpet. And she was all smiles as she spoke about the sci-fi flick with her co-stars Sterling K. Brown and Simu Liu.
The movie, you take us to space. I want to know, you got one person you could take to space, who you taking?
I'll take Jen.
You taking Jen?
I'll take Jen.
Oh, this is easy for me.
Simu had Jen's back the following day at a press event in Mexico. When a reporter asked about the Ben divorce rumors, they swiftly shut it down.
Okay, we're not doing that. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you.
You know better than that.
Come on, don't come in here with that energy.
The following week, news broke that Jennifer had decided to call off her This Is Me Now concert tour that was set for the summer. Representatives for Live Nation explained of the cancellation. Jennifer is taking time off to be with her children, family, and close friends. In a message to her fans on her newsletter, Jlo shared how difficult the decision to call it off was, saying, "I am completely heartsick and devastated about letting you down. Please know that I wouldn't do this if I didn't think that it was absolutely necessary. I promise I will make it up to you, and we will all be together again. I love you all so much. Until next time." Following the announcement, Ben and Jlo were spotted out again, sharing a kiss on the cheek before heading into Ben's son's basketball game, another sign that amid all the talk, they were presenting a united front. However, the two appeared to spend the summer largely apart. Jennifer had a vacation in Italy without Ben, and celebrated her birthday with a Bridgerton-themed bash that he reportedly did not attend. Then, on August 20th, news broke that Jennifer had finally filed for divorce. August 20th is a significant date for Ben and Jennifer, as it marked the second anniversary of their Georgia wedding ceremony. A source close to the singer told NBC News that Jlo filed the papers herself in Los Angeles County Superior Court, and that she and Ben did not have a prenup. Access has reached out to Ben and Jen's teams for comment. TMZ was the first to report the news, and according to docs reportedly obtained by the outlet, Jennifer asked the judge to waive spousal support and to deny Ben from such support as well, additionally listing the date of separation as April 26th.